So, another guerrilla alchemy stores stream, as always, as usual. I guess the bot didn't post it, so I'm gonna post it to Discord. Okay, so this is not going to be a long stream because I took a brief look at the event and it's just like 5 stages, I think, something thereabouts. 2 story stages, 5 combat stages. Very should go very quickly, is what I'm trying to say. As you can see, the Dragon Maid event is no longer here, but the Dantang event is still up for 6 hours. I'm not gonna wait until the last moment, even though I maybe could, maybe should. I know, but I'm basically running on fumes right now. I've been up for, I kid you not, 22 hours and 53 minutes by now, with an hour-long nap in the middle. So I really should go to sleep. But if I go to sleep now, then I'm not gonna wake up until, like, what, 8 hours later? So I'm gonna miss this event, and I don't want to miss this event. So we're gonna do it. I'm just gonna grab some dailies first, cause I wanna level up Dantang a little bit. Okay. Right, I should get enough thingamajig. It's the second box that gives prism. Oh well, it's just 10 prism. No, I want... No, not this either. What the fuck am I clicking? Nitium, I want Nitium. Sweep. Right, as I said, it's gonna be a short stream, but then I'm gonna have to make a couple of thumbnails for videos that are gonna be releasing tomorrow. And then, finally, I'm gonna be able to give myself into Morpheus Embrace. Yeah, it's just 10 prism. Nothing major. So now, Dantang. Not forest, fire. I don't even know what I'm clicking. And of course I don't have enough Sublime. Why would I? Oh well, it doesn't matter. Let's just play the story. Should we? ST1, ST2, as you can see, 2 story stages, 5 quest battle stages, whatever you want to call them. Let's begin. ST1, the delicacy. Chirp, chirp, screech. Twin Pavilions Bay, Western District. Your Highness? Princess Dantang? Your eyes were closed so tightly, Your Highness, and you were so silent. Pray tell, are you feeling any kind of discomfort? Sorry for worrying you, Jew. I was just focusing on this wonderfully sweet piano piece. Listen, it's as gentle as water. It's as gentle as water, but it also possesses such a grandiose elegance. It's completely different from the instruments of Longjeu. What a treat for the ears. If I get the chance in the future, I'd love to play alongside a pianist, and then, perhaps, you can perform a sword dance by my side. You're a true visionary, Your Highness. Don't you think it's strange? They say Twin Pavilions Bay enjoys an abundance of rainfall and a pleasant climate during this season. However, it has been so hot and dry recently. Is this your first time at Twin Pavilions Bay? The weather's been kinda unusual in Twin Pavilions Bay this year. We're all looking forward to a cool sea breeze and a good rain. Oops, sorry, I got a bit off topic. Here's your order, all the dishes you ordered. We hope the beautiful scenery can dispel any discomfort from the hot weather. Enjoy your meal. As expected from the most famous restaurant in Twin Pavilions Bay, the service here is truly exceptional. Your Highness, there's one thing I still don't quite understand. Little Longzhou in the east of the city is home to many restaurants serving the Longzhou-style dishes to which you're so accustomed. Why then do you insist on frequenting this Astra restaurant in the west side of the city when hunger strikes? The first step of diplomacy is understanding local customs and traditions, and the first step in acquiring such an understanding is, well, naturally, starting off with local food is the quickest way. You're absolutely right, Your Highness. Forgive my negligence. I should have asked for chopsticks to be prepared for our table. I'll call the waiter. Look, Jew, these knives and forks are the cutlery here. Knives and forks as cutlery? Why do they seem more like personal weapons to me? I know you have to practice your martial arts all day long, but you really need to read some of the books I gave you when you have the time. Learn something about the culture here. Yes. Well, if the cutlery is ready, why aren't you eating, Your Highness? I was just wondering how you were going to eat with that mask on. Your Highness, I'll serve as your dine, of course. Still not used to showing your face in public? I'm afraid that my appearance may offend Your Highness's eyes, rendering Your Highness unable to eat. Fine, but haven't I told you that not even the word beautiful itself does your looks justice? Why do you still not believe me? Oh, must I eat all this delicious food alone? Are you that eager to see me suffer from indigestion? I would never dream of such a thing. Come on then, have a try. Yes, Your Highness. What's she on with her looks? She looks gorgeous. Hope she becomes playable eventually. Jew carefully tried all the dishes. What do you think? Your Highness, I have tasted everything, and you can rest assured that the food has not been poisoned. I want to know what you think of the taste. Is it to your liking? That I wasn't paying attention. Next time, savor each mouthful carefully with me. Be sure not to waste these rare delicacies again. Your Highness, I ask that you wait a moment. Upon a closer inspection just now, I realized something. This beef royale hasn't been cooked properly. Just look at the streaks of blood running through it. And this honey-glazed seasonal salad clearly contains raw vegetables. They haven't been cooked at all. Can such carelessly crafted dishes really be called the delicacies of Twin Pavilions Bay? Calm down, Jew. Don't be impatient. As the saying goes, the environment plays a significant part in one's development. Bear in mind, regional differences in diet exist among the various vassal kingdoms of Longzhou, and these differences are even more distinct in Astra, as it is separated from us by a vast ocean. Learning to appreciate the cuisines of different regions is another of the lessons we must learn on our journey across the world. In Longzhou, we tend to stir-fry our meat until it's smooth and tender, and we flavor it with different seasonings. However, this beef royale strives to preserve the original flavor of the ingredients to the greatest degree possible. The meat is fresh, tender, and juicy and melts in your mouth. If the quality of the beef had not been strictly controlled from as early as the breeding stage, such a taste would have been impossible to produce. I see. And what's the story behind this honey-glazed seasonal salad? These vegetables are indeed very fresh and are present in a great variety. In fact, many of them are not locally grown. A restaurant that can provide fresh vegetables to diners from other places in such sweltering heat, whether it's maintaining good faith or storing and preserving food, everything they do is first class. The only problem is that this dressing is a little too too sickly sweet for my taste. If only customers could choose their own sauces. Your Highness, though you have only recently become acquainted with the delicacies of Astra, you have already developed such profound understanding of them. You are indeed the crown jewel of the Yi Kingdom. Jew, why have you been flattering me so much these days? Could it be that you learned a few tricks from some smooth talker aboard the ship on our way here? Aboard the ship on our way here? If your Highness doesn't like it, I will say less. Jew, you really need to learn to recognize and react to playful teasing. What do you think you're doing? You're scaring them. Forgive my rudeness, but you disturbed the two of us in the middle of our meal. What is the matter? Here's the thing. Our boss, Miss Ernest, just heard your feedback on our dishes, and he was pleasantly surprised. Having such spot-on insights into our local cuisine on your first try is truly remarkable. Our boss wants to invite both of you to our kitchen and discuss the art of cooking, if you have the time for it. Would you both consider gracing us with your presence? You're too kind. I just gave some frank opinions that might not be conventional earlier. It's very generous of the proprietor to invite us, and his broad-mindedness is truly admirable. We'd be more than happy to accept your invitation. Your Highness, we're new here and are not yet familiar with the local customs. If we rashly accept an invitation from a stranger and vanish from public sight, it might... If you know me at all, you should know that I'm not exactly some weakling lacking in the strength to defend herself. Besides, am I not accompanied by a bodyguard wielding unparalleled martial arts skills? Of course, I'll naturally be here to protect you. Although we haven't yet had a chance to discuss the artistry of the piano with the pianist, discussing delicacies with a gourmet first is also a wonderful opportunity. And so, I ask that you lead the way, if it pleases you. Esteemed guests, this way, please. Series of clinks and clatters. Oh no, is it possible that someone dropped the plates while serving? The boss is gonna be mad again. Oh, it's him. I need some help over here. Help! Huh? Is that... Li Tianjian? Yeah, Li Tianjian, that's his name. I think I pronounced it correctly. And one fortune-telling. Sometime earlier, another man in Longzhu-style attire entered the restaurant with his 2 birds. Oh, just done tongue. Okay. I was wondering where her Aurorian trial is. I guess the first stage of this event is Aurorian trial. A while back. Chirp chirp screech. Gold melon shriveled, silver date sank, empty belly rambles, pauper's pockets clank. Squawk, jabber, can the two of you settle down a moment? Holiday, holiday, go home, go home. If business doesn't pick up soon, where will we get the money for the golden melons and silver dates? But don't worry, I roam the world, wandering here and there. Where have I ever let you two go hungry? Wait just a little longer. Just look, is our change of fate not close at hand? Welcome, sir. Are you dining alone? I'm looking for someone. He's inside. I can find him myself. There's no need to put yourself out. Okay, sir. Amazing. It's so spacious and bright in here, and far cooler than outside. What a marvelous little gem I found myself in. Now it's time to get searching. Let me see. Well, stone the crows. It's clear to see you're a person of great wealth and stature, but what has forced your eyebrows into a furrow and filled your face with gloom this day? Something's troubling you. Whatever it is, I don't think it has anything to do with you. Oh, really? But how could it not have anything to do with me? Allow me to introduce myself. I am Li Tianjian, fresh off the ferry from Longzhu. Though I cannot speak to my own abilities, some regard me as something of a grand artisan. An artisan, eh? You're not a chef by any chance? No, no, no. You see, life and death are dictated by fate, wealth and prestige by the heavens. I'm a master of the principle of yin and yang and a 5 elements theory, one with a guaranteed 90% minimum forecast accuracy rate. My craft is known as divination. I can map out the course of your destiny, guide you safely past the pitfalls of fate, and sometimes even change the future, defying the very heavens. Whatever difficulty you're facing, place it in my hands, and I'll provide you with resolution. Satisfaction guaranteed. Total accuracy on your money back. Sir, if you're not here for dining, please refrain from disturbing our esteemed guests and leave now. Now, there's a time and place for everything, and at this time I have yet to finish speaking with our distinguished guest. Won't you at least think about it? If you're not satisfied, I'll be on my way. Let him take a seat. Mr. Victor? Don't worry about it. You go ahead and get back to your duties. My friend, you should try to be more respectful to your customers in the future. Mr. Victor, everyone who works here seems to know you. You must be a regular customer. Yes, you could say that. Thank you for your kind help just now. Encountering a soul as kind and righteous as yours is a rare occurrence these days. As such, I'll grant you a divination at a discount price. If your powers really are as impressive as you claim, I won't treat you unfairly. Now, let me see what you can do. Yin rat above, young ox below. Good sir, the divination shows a rat riding an ox's back. The alternation of yin and yang, universal conflict, all discord is interlinked with cause and effect. The image shown in this hexagram reveals your future strategy for overcoming this conflict. Let's hear it then. Firstly, if you don't want to become a stepping stone for the success of others, you must take extra precautions against those who would do you harm. How can I know who's trying to do me in? Worry not, sir, for this divination has a second meaning. Although you may encounter those of despicable natures, you'll always receive the aid of the virtuous in times of peril, finding a new path forward and turning misfortunes into blessings. The virtuous, you say? That is to say, at the 11th hour, someone will come to your rescue and all of your problems will be resolved with ease. And you'll always be blessed with good luck throughout your entire life. Haha, excellent. I'll gladly pay for such auspicious words. I hope I really will be blessed with good luck, just like you said. Oh, you truly are a kind soul. My noble benefactor, please accept my deepest gratitude and an even deeper bow from your humble servant. You consider yourself an artisan just because you know how to tell people what they want to hear. And the fact that you're doing all this for a little coin makes you even more contemptible. Contemptible. Sir, I bear you no ill will. For what reason do you feel the need to rebuke me so harshly? Such words do not affect me personally, but if they put a damper on our own mood, surely your losses outweigh your gains. Is the food today to your liking? His words are harsh, but he doesn't seem to have it in for me. Yes, it's delicious. How would you know what it tastes like when you haven't even taken a bite? Is this what you really want from life? To pretend everything is fine and pursue some superficial semblance of peace? You're a gourmet, writing off any dish placed before you as delicious is the beginning of an end for a man of standards. There is more than one set of standards in this world, and I have my own way of seeing things. Simply pointing out the unpleasant truths of the world isn't enough to survive in it. If we can't even achieve a superficial peace, what hope do we have for ever achieving real peace? I'm afraid another mystery may lie behind the confrontation between these two. My good man, please don't rile yourself up like this. Remember the divination just now? This kind of emotional distress is bound to stoke your inner fire, which could very easily lead to a rapid deterioration of your health. Should your nemesis strike while you're in this state, your savior will be nowhere to be found, and tragedy will follow. That actually makes sense, Master Lee. I think you've been listening too much of this charlatan's nonsense. Oh, for heaven's sake, mister, misfortune comes from the mouth. Be careful, lest you be made to eat these words. Sir, the color of the space between your eyes is off. This could be an ominous sign. How about this? I'll provide you with a free divination, and we'll just forget about what happened here today. How does that sound? I don't believe you for a second. You seem to have accidentally drawn two slips to form one divination. This is yin horse and yin ox. A dead ox pulls a wooden horse, neither able to advance. Sir, you must exercise great caution. Disaster may strike at any moment. You must eliminate all potential threats immediately and stay calm. Ernest? Oh, what's wrong with you? If you have something to say, just say it. This is all coming to fruition rather quickly. Uh, oh, he just had a cardiac arrest. Okay. Oh, series of clinks and clatters. I need some help over here. Help! Disaster strikes! Save his life! Help! Someone help! Tianjian, what are you doing here? Miss Ju, Princess Dantang, there truly is no story without coincidences, no meeting without predestination. Boss? Boss, what happened to you? Come on, wake up. Pale complexion, foaming at the mouth, flaming red forehead. These symptoms. Isn't this raven flame poisoning? Raven flame is an analgesic with warming properties, but it can only be applied topically, not taken orally. Otherwise, well, mild cases of raven flame poisoning involve vomiting, diarrhea, and full body numbness, while severe cases are marked by difficulty breathing, convulsions, delirium, and cardiac arrest. Such ruthless treachery! Ju, press this Fukan point and force him to spit out the poison first. Yes, Your Highness. Where's the nearest doctor? Can someone lead the way? I know, this way. Of course it's Eclipsites. Grah. What? Move. How did the Eclipsites get inside Twin Pavilions Bay? You take Ernest to the doctor first. We'll cover you. Remember to tell the doctor that Ernest has been poisoned with raven flame. Oh, okay, I will. Your Highness, please be careful. Don't push yourself too hard. Ju, perhaps it's been too long since you last saw me handle an Eclipsite. Oh, that's a lot of story. Can't believe there are so many Eclipsites in Twin Pavilions Bay. Be cautious in dealing with them to avoid harming the nearby residents. Pay close attention to the enemy's positions. There seems to be a path of red tiles that can be utilized. Use the shining begonias to connect it. Take this. Here and here. Right, and it deals damage to everybody between those 2 points. Easy. With the path connected, the large Eclipsites in front have been eliminated by shining begonias. Now, head to the northeast part of the battlefield to deal with the remaining Eclipsites. Oh, actually strings in her attacks. Cool. Huh? The hourglass on the ground seems to have been created right after the pebble shattered, offering a great chance to reduce the cooldown of shining begonias. Let's try out the green tiles this time. You're not forest fire. So green tiles don't do anything to you. Okay, I can see the path. People weren't kidding when they said she's fire version of Hero. And 2, suspicion. As Ernest lies unconscious, his fate still unclear, an excited crowd begins to gather around Li Tianjian, eyeing him with deep suspicion. Sure, forest team. But instead of Goldie, if I may... Joshua? I would like to grab Anthony, but he's not leveled up. Sure, let's grab Joshua. I don't think I'm gonna need healing. Actually, I probably should have taken the water team, because we're dealing with water fire, and forest is neutral against water. Yeah, I should have taken water fire. Even the arrangement of tiles tells me that I should have. Not like it matters particularly much. The enemies just fold into without much of an issue. Sure. And done. Oh no, we actually need to escape. I mean, easy enough to do. And just like that. Your Highness, all the Eclipsites have been wiped out. There isn't a single one left. I heard there's no Eclipsite rampant in Twin Pavilions Bay, so how exactly did the current situation come to pass? It's quite bizarre. Let's go back to the restaurant and take a look around. It's definitely you. Besides you, who else could be the murderer? My dear compatriots, I advise you not to cast such aspersions. I advise you not to cast such aspersions so carelessly. It may be detrimental to your fortune. We all heard it. It's you who used mean words to attack Mr. Ernest. Mr. Ernest collapsed right after we finished talking. Oh, heaven knows, causing harm to others would only bring negative consequences to my own life. I'd never do anything like that. Then how do you know this is a premeditated murder? It's definitely you. You're the murderer. A certain sentiment espoused by such mercenaries spring to mind. Live by the sword, die by the sword. He has lived his life deceiving others, obfuscating the truth. Now, the truth cannot save him. Your Highness, Tianjian certainly has an oily tongue, but he's not a wicked-natured person. If he has indeed been wrongly accused, he's also worthy of pity. You're right. We shouldn't watch him go down and not even lift a finger to help just because of his past deceptions. Moreover, it was no easy for us to travel this far abroad the Shadowwind. If any one of us were to be accused of such a charge, it would become even more difficult for us to establish trust and exchange information with those in charge here in the future. Your wisdom astounds me, Your Highness. You did it! Feel free to mobilize your mouse, but please stay your hands. Grab him! Don't let him get away! Let's not get carried away now, everyone. Conclusive evidence is imperative before making accusations, let alone before demanding punishment. Li Tianjian may very well be the prime suspect here, but sufficient evidence must be found in order to convict him. Lady, you have a point, but how do we find evidence? Can you please tell us where Ernest went and what he did today? Our boss has a highly regular daily routine, and today was no different. It mainly includes inspecting the kitchen and sometimes observing customers' feedback in the restaurant. So, what did he eat today? He doesn't have regular meals because each dish from the kitchen sets aside a tasting sample for him. Dishes are only brought to the customers' tables when he gives his approval. Besides this, are you certain that he absolutely did not eat anything else? No, I can assure you of that. In that case, the poison should be in the food Ernest sampled. Poison? That's right. The reason Ernest collapsed was due to the raven flame poison in his system. Li Tianjian, did you enter the kitchen today? I swear upon the scroll of divine ascension, no. Are there any witnesses who can testify to this effect? My benefactor, Mr. Victor. I began speaking with my benefactor as soon as I walked through the door. He can testify on my behalf. I can testify to this. What's going on? Does that mean he's not guilty? If it's not him, then who did it? Thank you very much for your help, Princess Dantang. Without your intervention, I wouldn't have been able to cleanse myself of these suspicions had I jumped back into the ocean from whence we came. Don't misunderstand me. I didn't do it to help you. I'm just trying to get to the truth. If it's not him, then who else could it be? We don't even know if our boss is alive or dead. What do we do now? Don't worry. I won't give up on it since I've already involved myself in this matter. Miss, please seal the scene with your colleagues and refrain from touching even a single speck of dust. Also, I must ask that you compile a list of everyone who entered and exited the restaurant today. Okay, thank you. By the way, how should we address you? Just call me Dantang. Thank you, Miss Dantang. Princess Dantang, you're truly a beautiful and kind soul, and you handle everything with such calm. You've been cleared of suspicion, yet you still haven't made yourself scarce. I may not have been the culprit, but this all happened right before my eyes. I can't simply remain a passive observer. Do you have any ideas on how this case may be resolved? In the matter of resolving the case, your skills are superior to mine, so I naturally wouldn't dream of even attempting to instruct you on how to handle it. However, while being clawed at by the people just now, I did hear something interesting. They say that the owner of this restaurant, Ernest, was born into a family possessing tremendous wealth. But in order to realize his dream of creating world-class food, he went so far as to open a restaurant in Twin Pavilions Bay. He sets extremely strict requirements for the food he serves, and if this restaurant were to ever rank second in Twin Pavilions Bay, no one would dare claim their establishment ranked first. Who could such a prestigious figure have offended? Probably a competitor. Oh, that might be quite the list. Ernest's culinary skills are indeed faultless, but he's an aloof and arrogant man, if there ever was one. He often scolds his apprentices, is constantly clashing with diners, and even... If you have something to say, say it. This isn't the time to be making a mystery of things. He also opened a rooftop cafe above the restaurant. For the local people here, congregating in a cafe is the same as going out for a meal in Longzhou. And the most important thing about a meal is not the food. It's the matters to be discussed over the course of the meal. I understand. This restaurant is probably one of the main meeting points where local dignitaries discuss important affairs. Thank you for your input, Master Li. So I'm Master Li when I'm of use, and a mercenary trickster when I'm not. Your Highness, your powers of manipulation trump even mine. Tianjian, don't push your luck. If this matter involves local officials, it must be much more complex than we had previously anticipated. Your Highness, should we extricate ourselves from this mess while we still can? We could leave the case to Amberton Guild representative quartered at Twin Pavilions Bay, the one who's working with the Lin family to maintain order here. No, that won't do at all. Her Highness has yet to reveal her intentions. What are you blabbering about? I carried out a divination for you just now, Your Highness. If you allow this matter to develop free from your input, it will ultimately affect you adversely and give rise to endless ramifications. Her Highness detests divination. How dare you even mention such a thing in her presence? Never mind you. The matter has arrived at this point already. I can't just walk away. We're strangers in this land, so it'll be difficult for us to start investigating the interpersonal relationships of the locals. But we still have one clue to follow up on. What clue? The herb, Ravenflame. Right, it can't have been easy to find it in Twin Pavilions Bay. Or, at least, it must have one specific supplier. N3, Ravenflame. Dantang decides to begin her investigation by looking into a poison known as Ravenflame. After extensive inquiries, she finally discovers a store that sells the very same poison. So, let me use fire. Mm, who do I swap Dantang for? Instead of Hati. Yeah, probably instead of Hati. Hati is great, but she requires a particular build to fully make use of her. So I would rather Dantang. Okay, let's see how she fares in actual combat. Excuse me, may I ask if you sell a longue herb here called Ravenflame? Nope, we don't have that. But I've heard people say that in Twin Pavilions Bay, as vast as it may be, only your store sells this herb. You can purchase it from whoever said that. We don't have it. Your attitude is atrocious. I'd like to speak to the proprietor. Oh, Sheol, hello. What's going on here? Tell me what the problem is, and let's keep this friendly, eh? Lady Sheol, they're trying to cause trouble. Oh dear, how many times do I have to tell you? Anyone who enters this store is a customer, and customers are the sky above, the earth below, the very flesh of our beating hearts. How can I trust you to take care of the Twin Pavilions Bay branch when you carry on like this? But, Lady Shell, didn't you say that the herb is only for the... Ahem. Why don't you head into the back and check the inventory first? My dear, I'm really sorry about that. Our newest shop assistant clearly doesn't quite understand our brand philosophy just yet. If you are offended, I apologize. Please allow me to offer you compensation for your distress. You're all welcome to a 12% discount when shopping here today. We just want to buy an herb called Ravenflame. Little lady, just one look at you tells me you're not here to buy it, are you? Lady Shell, it appears nothing gets past you. But we didn't come here with the intention of causing trouble. We're investigating a case. Have you heard about the incident regarding Mr. Ernest that took place this afternoon? Ah, yes. Ernest is embroiled in a conflict between the protectionist and free trade factions of Twin Pavilions Bay's Western District. Something like this was bound to happen sooner or later. I was hoping you could do me a favor, Lady Shell, and tell me whether you recall anyone purchasing any Ravenflame. That way, we may be able to find a real culprit and secure a stable business environment in Twin Pavilions Bay. The local business environment won't be stabilized by solving this case alone. The last thing a business person like me can afford to do is upset my customers, so please don't make things even more difficult for me. My fair lady, I fear you fail to recognize who is it that stands before you. You're in the presence of Princess Zhuohua? Zhuohua? Right? Something like that? You're in the presence of Princess Zhuohua of Longzhu, Her Highness Dantang, a diplomatic envoy of the nation appointed by the higher-ups. If you offend her, you can forget about selling any more Ravenflame. In fact, you might find it impossible to get your hands on any Longzhu products in the future. But if I have stock and no customers, I won't be able to do business anyway. If that's the case, perhaps we can become your customers, Lady Shell? Little lady, it'd be an honor. Besides Ravenflame, we have a wide range of other products more diverse than you could possibly imagine. A wide range of products, eh? According to this line of thought, you could say the information on the person who purchased Ravenflame might be considered a tradable item in your store. This particular commodity is a little tricky, but if you're really that sincere in your intentions, I can't just stand by and do nothing. Lady Shell, rest assured that as long as the price is reasonable, I'll give you the cash right now. You princesses of Longzhu certainly get to the point. However, the price of this item is not money, but a person. A person. A few days ago, riots broke out in a mercenary bazaar near Twin Pavilions Bay, which led me to losing a large amount of goods. But no one dares come forward to take responsibility for the matter. All I have to go on is a rumor that some unidentified mystery person appeared at the scene of the riot. I've been hoping someone could help me find this mystery person and uncover the truth behind the riot. Does this scoundrel have any distinguishing characteristics? They say the mystery person wielded a heavy sword, wore a dark cloak, and was covered in extremely sharp spikes. Well, this is no ordinary person. Uh-huh. Whether you go looking for this person or not is up to you. I have business to attend to right now, but feel free to hang out in the store for as long as you want. If you need anything else, just let the sales clerk know and I'll remind them to give you a discount. Thank you very much, Lady Shell. Oh, that's right. If you do find that mystery person, be sure to treat them well. Why would you want to treat a villain like that well? This Lady Shell sounds like Tianjian. I must admit, I'm rather confused. The things I speak of are nature's mysteries, things which are naturally difficult to understand. As for this Lady Shell's mysterious ways, I can't tell if she's being ambiguous deliberately or intentionally. Deliberately or intentionally, aren't they the same thing? Well, essentially, it now falls on your highness and Miss Dew to search for this mystery person. I may be skilled with wit and words, but wielding weapons is work, best left to those with more experience. I'll head back to the restaurant and await the good news. So even Master Li has moments of trepidation. As the saying goes, a wise man knows his limits and chooses his battles. Only then can he become a hero. Besides, I won't be idling about either. When it comes to investigating rumors and ascertaining the facts of the situation, I still have a few tricks up my sleeve. Alright, let's split up and move on. Perhaps we'll make faster progress. Master Li, thank you very much. Of course. Your Highness, the mercenary bazaar is just up ahead. It's much larger than I expected, but that shouldn't be a problem. Let's make as many inquiries as we can and look for any witnesses to the recent events here. Ah, Eclipsites are here! Eclipsites again? And so soon after the last attack. Be careful, Your Highness. Oh, Area! Take the thorns! Your Highness, are you injured? No, that girl suddenly rushed up to me and helped me block the Eclipsite attack just now. That girl, wielding a heavy sword, wearing a cloak and covered in thorns. She's the one we're looking for. I'll go ahead and apprehend her now. Jew, don't be rash. Why not? Isn't she the person we're looking for? She's the person we're looking for, but just look at her upstanding posture and resolute expression. She doesn't seem like someone who would intentionally commit evil deeds. Let there be light! From the way she's going after these Eclipsites and protecting passers-by, I believe it's safe to assume she's a righteous person. Do you remember what Lady Shell said? If you don't mind that mystery person, if you do find that mystery person, be sure to treat them well. She's probably not the instigator of the recent trouble here, but someone pursuing justice, just like us. If that's the case, I'll lend her a hand. Huff, huff, huff. Noble warrior, please rest a while. Are you here to catch me too? Sorry for startling you. We're from the continent of Longzhou and have been entrusted in this land by Lady Shell to investigate the cause of the chaos at the bazaar several days ago. Can you tell us what's going on here? Lady Shell? There are all kinds of people here, not just mercenaries and criminals, but also... And we still have these Eclipsites breaking through. A place like this will stay in the hem of such beautiful noblewoman's garments. While there are no other Eclipsites attacking, seize this chance and go home as quickly as you can. If I can prove that a noblewoman can fight like a mercenary, will you change your mind and help me? Fine, I'll leave this to you. Hello, Nopworks. Welcome to the stream. Oh, right, Dantang is still not preemptive. Thankfully she's not limited, so she can always spook me. Also, I believe it's, what, first anniversary? Yeah, I think first anniversary this December. So I'm gonna have to keep my currency to pull for the anniversary. Don't wanna spend it all on Dantang. But the fact is, she would benefit from some dupes. Okay, Faust and Icy are on their second rotation, and Dantang still hasn't cast even once. Okay, fight completed without Dantang even getting involved. I finished checking. Not a single one has slipped through the cracks. Thanks for being so willing to help me. I thought my appearance might scare you. I can clearly see you're very charming and adorable. You remind me of my younger sister. How could you possibly scare me? These thorns on my body... do they hurt? I'm used to them. Although these thorns bring you pain, you can also use them to fight and help those in need. Your appearance is truly admirable. Oh, I'm Dantang, and this here beside me is Ju. We're from Longzhou and are currently investigating a case here. Lady Shell told us that perhaps you might know something, which is why we took the liberty of coming here to search for you. So, that's why you're here. Can you tell us your name now? Aurea. My name is Aurea. Aurea is, I think, a 4-star character, but she's a great forest detonator. Just kind of finicky to use. And for truth, Dantang and her companion find a young lady named Aurea, who appears to possess knowledge that the two girls seek. And now forest team. Miss Aurea, when you just mentioned that someone was after you, were you speaking the truth? You can tell us about it, if you don't mind, that is. Don't judge me by how I look. I'm actually a wandering mercenary. I've had to live with an awful disease ever since I was born, these black thorns growing on my body. So now I wander from place to place, hoping to find a cure to my condition. Hoping to find a way to cure my condition. I only arrived at Twin Pavilions Bay not long ago. I ran into a high-paying employer at the Mercenary Bazaar. Hey, just look at you. You know any tricks that can hurt without leaving a trace? I don't know such things. Trust me, the payment will make you happy. I'd never hurt anyone without a good reason. Trying to act all high and righteous here. People like you are a dime a dozen, you're nothing special. People like me? I thought if I followed him I could find people afflicted with the same condition as me, and perhaps they could tell me what causes this kind of awful disease. But later I found out he didn't know anyone who understood these things. In fact, it turned out he actually found some other way to carry out his plans. But you didn't give up your search just because of this? I just couldn't stand by and watch as people were getting hurt, so I kept searching on my own. But I was too careless. I exposed myself at the bazaar a few days ago. The trouble at the bazaar was actually the result of him catching me. So those Eclipsites were actually brought here by that employer? I'm really, really sorry. This is all my fault. So I can't just give up and let his plan succeed. It seems the rights and wrongs here are no fewer than in Longzhou. The way of the world is to seek personal gain. With so much money flowing in and out of Twin Pavilions Bay based trade channels, how could this place not attract both good and evil? But we only just arrived. Why is it that we've already encountered so many strange happenings? You raise a good point, Jew. Perhaps these are not isolated incidents. There may be some hidden connection between them. Area, have you discovered any useful information during your investigation? Uh, the employer I mentioned is the head of a trade group in the western district of Twin Pavilions Bay. He's a member of what the locals call the Free Trade faction and holds a strong hatred for the protectionists. So this target is someone from the protectionist faction. Everything is connected. I remember Lady Shell mentioning that Ernest is embroiled in a conflict between the protectionist and free trade factions. Actually, I discovered the identity of the target during my investigation. I wanted to deal with the Eclipsites and go find a man called Victor. What did you say? The target was Mr. Victor, the Unwritten Guild representative assigned to Twin Pavilions Bay. So, the guy that Liu talked to. Oh no. Victor is the name of Tianjian's benefactor. Achoo. Master Li, are you alright? It's nothing, please go on. So, of course, I find this all very distressing, as Ernest is my friend and the one person who drives me to be more resolute. Although he has sharp tongue and I occasionally strike back with a few criticisms of my own, I know his point of view is actually usually very reasonable. He isn't aware of this yet, but I've already started pushing forward the practices of the protectionists with a view to making them familiar to all. But now, if he's truly done for, the protectionists will be without their most influential champion. Perhaps I should reconsider my choice of supporting the protectionists. As the Unwritten Guild representative for Twin Pavilions Bay, Mr. Victor has always been known for his hands-off attitude towards trade groups. Recently, though, he decided not to turn a blind eye. He was also planning to promote the proposals of the protectionists, thus making him a target for the free traders. But Mr. Victor was not the victim of the plot just now. Instead, the restaurant owner, Ernest, was poisoned and collapsed. Could the free traders have had two targets? Do you remember how Ernest would sample all of the food coming out of the kitchen? The restaurant server did mention this fact. Mr. Victor didn't have the time to eat because Tianjian was divining for him. The killer tampered with Victor's food. Ernest was poisoned because he sampled Victor's dishes and ended up the victim instead of the intended target. If this would-be killer had known in advance that Ernest, a protectionist, had a habit of tasting food before serving, poisoning would have been the perfect strategy to kill two birds with one stone. So it turns out that Tianjian actually can save lives sometimes. Speaking of which, Miss Araya, did you say just now that the culprit has returned to the mercenary bazaar? He's still searching for someone to help him get rid of Victor. Is this conspiracy against Victor still ongoing? Help! Help! On death's door! Roar. Hey, that rhymed. Didn't you say I would meet a virtuous person who turned misfortune into blessings? All I can see here are Eclipsites. Where's my virtuous savior? I didn't think things would turn out like this either. The virtuous person destined to save your life wasn't a Lumopolis noble, nor was it the Princess of Longjeu. It was me, a shameless fortune teller. I'm so sorry. You're not even playable, mate. How can you be a savior? I would like a passage, I think. Yeah, something like that. And then we can utilize this. Easy. I should have left some more green tiles. Oh well, shouldn't matter that exactly. As I said, shouldn't matter that much.
仕込みを回収されますか。心地よい眠りにつかせて差し上げます。ご加盟をお待ち。仕込みを回収されますか。心地よい眠りにつかせて差し上げます。
Oh, I thought it's gonna do the spawner in, but alas.
我が剣に光あり、制裁の光を、聖なる光よ、栄光の一撃を。いつでも始められます。スパイダーウェブ。
Something like this. And this should do. Yep. Easy.
覚悟していた戦いでした。
And 5 Rain. After deducing the truth, Dantang and her companion rush back to the scene of the incident. Unfortunately, only Victor remains and Li Tianjian is nowhere to be seen. And we are playing with just Dantang again. Okay, that's cool. Mr. Victor? Miss Dantang, are you alright? You're not hurt at all? I'm fine, I'm not hurt. And where's Tianjian? Master Li led away all of the Eclipsites on his own in order to save me. Please rescue him before it's too late. Why couldn't he predict that he'd come face to face with disaster today? I'm glad you finally learned to crack a joke, but now's not the time. Sorry, Your Highness. I'm afraid he might have just thrown his life away in an attempt to display his bravery. Let's go ahead and take a look. Jiu, look. Why are these Eclipsites huddling together and roaring at the ground? It's like they're surrounding someone. Hang on, could it be? They've spotted us. Then let's wipe them out on the double. Okay, not much story here. There are quite a few Eclipsites, but we must make it quick. Everyone, stay safe. The paths surrounding this Eclipsite are all red. Let's start by using Shining Begonias to connect the path and then launch normal attacks on this Eclipsite from different directions, maximizing the effect of in times of need. Sure, here and here. Right, in times of need gives her crit once for every direction per path. And she can attack in all 8 directions, so that's gonna be 8 crits on this single poor sword. I love how musical her auto attacks are. Excellent. Let's capitalize on this moment. Excellent. Let's capitalize on this momentum and wipe out all the Eclipsites. I have Aurora time. How do I utilize it best, though? Like this. Easy. Oh, that's gonna be nice and easy. Not even gonna use my skill. A broken path. That sucks. Easy. Tianjian? Strange, he's not here. Jiu, look again. What were the Eclipsites surrounding just now? A manhole cover leading down into the sewers. Is there a sugar figurine jammed into it? It seems he's already made his cunning getaway, so we don't need to worry anymore. Miss Dantang? Araya? What's the situation? Has Lady Shell been informed of what's going on? Yes, also... Also, I brought the guilds along. Lady Shell. We finally meet again, little lady. Lady Shell, thank you so much for your timely appearance. Now that we're all here, let's hurry up and catch the culprit. Don't worry about that, as you helped us find a key witness. The Amraton Guild, in conjunction with organizations such as the Lin Guild and the Courier Union, quickly caught the culprit. Just as you predicted, he admitted to also being the one who planned the Eclipsite mayhem of late. Now, on behalf of our guilds, we solemnly thank you, Envoy of Longzhou, Princess Dantang, for your invaluable help. Thank you, Princess Dantang, for rooting out the evildoers for us. Thank you, Princess Dantang. Thank you. Thank you, Princess Dantang. I get the feeling Lady Shell knew who the real culprit was from the beginning, but she wanted to make the arrest in our names. Twin Pavilions Bay was originally divided into two parts and was ruled by the Ambraton Guild and the Lin Guild. Their conflicting interests are so intertwined, I'm afraid they themselves were unable to resolve the matter. We, being outsiders, caught the culprit and thus became their shield. So we were being used. The benefits arising from this resolution are not unilateral. They have also helped us. We have now established our reputation so soon after arriving at Twin Pavilions Bay. Things will now be much easier for us in the future. Little ladies, have you finished whispering to each other over there? If there's anything you're dissatisfied with, please feel free to let me know. The guild representatives are all here and are sure to help you resolve any problems you might have. You've already done so much, Lady Shell and everyone. I was just wondering, how are we going to handle the dispute between the free traders and the protectionists in Twin Pavilions Bay in the future? I've been thinking a lot about that today, and I've finally come to understand something. We can all agree that Twin Pavilions Bay needs fair systems and suitable controls. Regardless of whether support from the other trade factions is there in the future, I will continue to promote the proposals of the protectionists, even if this imposes certain constraints on the activities and the interests of other existing factions. Constraints? Chirp, chirp, screech. Shell gazes at the sky with a thoughtful look. All of these constraints will lead to far greater benefits. What do you think, little lady? I have no objections. Well, having the support of the Princess of Longzhou makes me feel even more at ease. But aren't you afraid you'll have to face defamation attempts from opposition factions in the future? Afraid? Of course I'm afraid. Perhaps I should consider hiring a bodyguard just like you. But as Master Li said, I was born under a lucky star and can always count on the help of virtuous benefactors to turn my misfortunes into blessings. Hey, why don't I ask Master Li to be my bodyguard? I'd advise you to reconsider. Achoo. Judging from all the sneezing, there must really be a lot of people thinking about me today. But why hasn't anyone come to me for my divination? Splish splash. The Princess of E, the Princess of G, the Lin family incident, the Shadow Wind. I need to figure this out carefully. Young snake above, yin ox below. Spring gives rise to ox and snake, preparing for 4 seasons of tumult. Could it be that Longzhou? No, that can't be right. I must just be too tired for divination right now. Right? Here he is! Eating alone. What are you talking about? I haven't eaten anything yet. I've just been waiting for you to. Burned out! Find Dantang! Mind your little beak. Remember to call her Princess Dantang when you go out. Princess? Heh, this kind of thing isn't optional. As previously mentioned by the Lin Guild, I am Dantang, envoy of the Longzhou G Kingdom. I stand here today, representing the resources and goodwill that can be provided from across the sea. We hope that this transoceanic trade route can not only solidify communications with the guilds of Ambraton, but that it can also reach Lumopolis, the Illumina Federation, and even the distant reaches of Northland. Of course, the culture and goods of Astra can also enter the wider continent of Longzhou through this trade route. The unique equipment and resources of Astra may also help Longzhou overcome the threats to the coastline. In summary, this is a trade channel that can connect two continents. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not just a dream, but a reality within our grasp. Early adopters can seize this opportunity to embark on a road destined to span the ages. With its existence, our struggle against those creatures of darkness will also usher in more opportunities. Alright. Well said. I haven't heard such hopeful words in a long time. Shadow Lord! Shadow Lord is here as well! The ruler of Ambraton, Lord Istvan. I gladly accept your courage and sincerity on behalf of my organization. Let's see if the fruits of our cooperation can truly carry the future of our two continents. I think it will at least serve as a beginning. A fine beginning for a new era. Whoosh whoosh. The wind rises. A sweet rain softens Twin Pavilions Bay. It's soon coming.
しばし待って化粧を直さねば。
Dianqui. Okay, so I guess this instrument is called a Dianqui? Or Dianqui, or however you pronounce it. ST2, Red Wolfberry. A few days later. Your Highness, this mountain path is fraught with peril. Please be careful. The best herbs often grow in the most dangerous places. When I was young, my whole family caught the plague and went to the most dangerous mountain peaks to collect herbs. The current terrain, with its small hills, is not a problem in the slightest. Heavens, Your Highness, you might not be tired, but you've exhausted us all. That restaurant owner, Ernest, has already been cured. Why are we still looking for herbs for him? Although his life is no longer in any great danger, his health must have been severely affected. Right now, only a very specific selection of herbs can quickly nourish his body and mind to make up for the deficiency remaining in his constitution. Mr. Ernest and I share a profound appreciation of each other's strengths. Such friendship is truly rare, and I cherish this bond immensely. So, of course I should show him my gratitude right away and let him experience a traditional Longzhou tonic. This could also be considered a much-told tale in the history of culinary exchange between Astra and Longzhou. But can the herbs of Longzhou really be found in this place? I have already confirmed this with the locals. This place doesn't have our herbs, but there's a useful type known as the red wolfberry, which they have always seen as merely a weed. It rained quite heavily a few days ago, so now that the sky has cleared, it should be the perfect time for red wolfberry to flourish. Red fruit ahead! Yummy, so yummy! Seeing how you two seem so adept at foraging in the wild, you can stop asking for me for melons and dates every day from now on. Wait, the fruit Squawk and Jabber are eating. It's red wolfberry. We found it. We actually found it. Okay, that's a nice scene, frame, picture. Oh, so this little red fruit is a herbal medicine? Tianjian, don't eat too many of them raw like that. They quickly raise your inner fire and cause diarrhea. Miss Jew, you really should have said something sooner. Squawk, Jabber, did you hear that? Eat too much and you'll only have yourselves to blame for the consequences. Enough messing around. Remember to pick as much as you can and fill up your baskets. Yes, Princess. Of course. Sisters, I wonder what the two of you are doing right now. Everything is just fine here and matters are progressing in an orderly manner. And I also have a feeling that perhaps in the future I will experience even more interesting occurrences in Astra. I also hope to find a pianist willing to play a piece alongside my pipa. Just thinking about this. I feel so excited to see what tomorrow will bring. Navigator can play the piano. Just saying. And there we go. That's event preview. Precarious delivery, I'm stuck at EX3. But oh, wait, EX4 is open. Water Aurorians, sure. Why not? Water. Sure, Azure, Bethel, Klecken, Blanc, and Raphael. One more stage, and I think we're gonna finish it. It's not an event stage, but it's supposedly kinda hard. They are. I mean, they have been kinda so far. Yeah, I wonder if my team is overkill. Doesn't seem to be. Okay, what's your deal? Gains bruise. Oh, you're this motherfucker. Yeah. Gains bruise and then converts that bruise to healing when day turns to night. So we gotta deal as much damage as possible in as short of an amount of time. Yeah, that's fine. It's probably not optimal usage, but and I should have started from the other side. Yeah, because I want to be closer to the blue. Yeah, that's actually hard. Or, well, at least I can't just steamroll it. So, while not particularly hard, perhaps, it's hard enough, dare I say. Oh, I had 2 more tiles up here that I didn't use. I could have scored an Aurora time. Okay, how long until Raphael's turn? One more turn. Oh, and he also reflects damage or something? Yep, seems to have some sort of a damage reflection mechanic. I should have placed Frankel earlier. Ooh, 1% HP left. And that's gonna be death, right? Yeah, that's gonna be death. Shit's hard, yo. Okay, let's not do that. Let's not do that, let's just do the dailies. And I'm gonna end the stream. And I'm gonna make my thumbnails, and I'm finally gonna be able to go to sleep. I wonder, is Dantang around? Doesn't seem to be the case. Zhongzhu is here, though. Nope. Can't see Dantang anywhere. You, Barton. Have 5 of those. I wish the dispatch office had a claim all button instead of having to go through all of those separately. Oh, we already went through that. Yep. What's this? Oh, right. Trials among golden ripples. That's a thing. Do I even have any? No, it didn't refresh. Great. And this is like, whatever. Okay, so I guess the event is over. And I am a fair bit away from being able to get the skin. And I can't get any of that either. So, whatever, I guess. Huh, I'm not gonna complete the special event book either. Interesting. I usually manage, but not this time around, it seems. Right, let's grab all the quests. And I was missing equipment material. Yeah, tempering Illumina. There we go. And with that, where are you, Dantang? There we go. With that, I'm gonna end this stream. So, as always, leave a comment down below. What did you think of it, of the story, of the stages, stuff like that. Did you like the video, the stream? Did you not? Leave a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Subscribe to the channel to be notified. Click the bell to be notified when I go live. Subscribe to get notifications of my future content. Magia Record, Shy, Helk, Shangri-La Frontier, Psyhead and a Paladin, and Shield Hero, and a couple of others. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or Throne, not Throne, on Patreon or YouTube itself. You have the links down there. On Patreon for $10 a month, you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Magia Record, and for just $1, you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. And also for supporting me on YouTube, you get a role on the Discord as well. And with that, let me thank my wonderful, wonderful Patreons. QB Without a Net, The Survivor, Zay Rainer, Aquamancer, David, Dr. Watt, Marsh, Yuki, Ally, Fussel, and Hans Peter. And that's gonna be it. So, as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! Yep, CNUP works. Thanks.